Hello, the YouTube community. I'm RezenatorZen if you didn't already know. I'm bringing to you news of Iraqi nature, I guess I would call it. Oh, video about um, the bombing in Iraq. I don't think I put an annotation with the link to the story. I will. Just been busy. This story, you may or may not know, it's on the BBC News webpage, was of Tariq Aziz, or Aziz, don't know, it's A-Z-I-Z, don't know how you pronounce that, was found guilty of Iraqi murders. He, Tariq Aziz, I'm going to pronounce it like that, was for many years the public face of Saddam Hussein's regime. Has been in jail for 15 years for his role in the execution of 42 merchants. Seems like a trifle, years in jail for 42 deaths, but can't be too picky, I guess. He denied any role in the summary trials of the men accused in 1992 of profiteering during economic sanctions. Two Saddam Hussein's half-brothers were also found guilty and sentenced to death by an Iraqi court in Baghdad. Another top official, Al-Hassan El-Majid, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, he's more commonly known as Chemical Ali, was found guilty and jailed for 15 years. Two other Iraqi officials were jailed for 6 and 15 years respectively, while former governor of the Iraqi Central Bank was acquitted. Although Aziz was a world-renowned politician in his time, the BBC's Mike Sargent in Baghdad says the trial is not viewed by Iraqis as a big political event. I'm reading the article word for word, I guess, more or less. Poor health, first conviction in the controversial Iraqi High Tribunal process, which has been criticized by human rights groups on a number of counts. He could also have received a death penalty. Last week he was acquitted in a separate trial over the killings of Shia Muslim protesters in '99. Aziz, a Christian, was Iraq's foreign minister during the invasion of Kuwait in 1990, later becoming the deputy prime minister. He had argued that his work was political and he bore no responsibility for the deaths of the flour merchants. Aziz surrendered to U.S. troops on April 24, 2003, shortly after the overthrow of Saddam Hussein, and has been in custody ever since. In recent years, he was reportedly suffered from poor health in prison awaiting trial. His Amman-based lawyer, Badea Aref, told AFP News agency that he had expected his client would be acquitted for a second time, as he had not been in Iraq at the time of the killings. Mr. Aref said he would appeal within the statutory 30-day period and added that Aziz is awaiting verdicts in 2 further trials. On Wednesday, two of Saddam Hussein's half-brothers, former presidential advisor Watban Ibrahim and former intelligence chief Zabawi Ibrahim, were sentenced to death by hanging. As his death sentence was read out, reports say Zabawi Ibrahim stood up and proclaimed God is great, and then he was proud to be a martyr. Judge told him to basically shut your mouth and shut the fuck down. I'm paraphrasing what he probably said. Co-defendant Majid was jailed for 15 years. Majid had faced his 4th capital conviction in the merchants case, having already been sentenced in the Anfal campaign against the Kurds in the late 1980s, the crushing of a Shia uprising in '91, and the 1999 killings. Saddam himself was hanged in December 2006, 3 years ago, in a separate case. Human Rights Watch issued a report into the trial of Saddam Hussein, concluding that the process was flawed and its verdict unsound because of serious administrative, procedural, and substantive legal defects. But come on, it was a trial. He was found guilty, then executed. It was a jury of his peers. Not going to say it was a fair trial, but It was a trial. I mean, I'm surprised the U.S. military didn't just cap his ass when they found him. All I'm saying. He's lucky he got a trial. He was lucky that he had a chance of becoming innocent. What can you say? But that's the news from BBC News. I'm RezenatorZen, and I'm the mouthpiece for unbiased news. And I like to tell you my opinion. 15 years seems like a paltry amount for 42 deaths, but who am I to judge? So yeah, I'll put an annotation up in this video when it's uploaded, and you can go to the link, read the story, even though I just basically read it verbatim, with a few minor exceptions. Yeah, go check it out in the annotation that I set up somewhere, probably in the corners, bottom two or top two corners. I'll put a link to the other video that I did about the Iraqi bombing. Put it up in one of the corners. Top two, bottom two. Don't know. But I'm RezenatorZen. That's the news as I see it. Peace out.